We're always looking up at the stars, thinking about the next great frontier. But what if the biggest mystery is right under our feet? Today, we are going on a journey to the center of the Earth, or, well, as close as we've ever gotten. So let's dig in.
So, let's start with a fun little thought experiment. If you could drill a hole straight through the center of the Earth, where do you think you'd pop out? A lot of people guess somewhere like China, but the truth is, you'd most likely find yourself smack in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And the distance of that trip? Whoa, it's almost impossible to really wrap your head around.
12,740 kilometers. That is the diameter of our planet. Just try to keep that number in mind, because it's going to put everything we've actually managed to do into some serious perspective. Okay, let's start heading down.
So, our first stops are in the world that's just beneath us. The depths we're kind of familiar with, but that are packed with history and some pretty cool modern marvels.
We don't have to go far at all for our first stop. Just 65 feet, that's about 20 meters, right under the busy streets of Paris, lies something, pretty haunting.
Yeah, the Paris Catacombs. It's this underground maze that holds the bones of over 6 million people. It's chilling, it's huge, and it's this massive piece of history, often called the Gateway to Hell, hiding just a few floors below the City of Lights.
All right, let's push a little deeper, down to 346 feet. And this is a depth that thousands of people actually go to every single day, as part of their commute.
We are looking at the Arsenal Station in Kyiv, Ukraine, the deepest metro station on the entire planet. It was built during the Cold War, so it's also a bomb shelter. And the escalator ride down, get this, it takes 5 minutes. Just an incredible piece of engineering hiding in plain sight.
So, we've seen what humans can do just below the surface. But before we get too cocky, let's see how we measure up against nature.
Okay, now we're at 400 feet. But this wasn't dug out with drills or dynamite. Nope. This was all the work of one single living thing.
Can you believe it? The roots of one single fig tree in South Africa were found to have reached this deep. They plunged the equivalent of a 40-story building into the earth, all just to find water. It's a pretty humbling reminder that nature is one heck of an engineer.
All right, so nature has set the bar pretty high. Now let's see how far our own ingenuity has managed to push past that mark.
Our next jump is a big one, down to 2,300 feet. And this depth is famous not for something that was built, but for the people who survived there.
I'm sure you remember the story from 2010. 33 miners in Chile, trapped nearly half a mile underground after a collapse. For 69 days, the entire world was just holding its breath until their incredible rescue. What a story of survival against, well, impossible odds.
Okay, you might want to brace yourself for this next jump. We're going way down to over 10,000 feet. That's almost 2 miles straight down into the Earth's crust.
Welcome to the Moab Kosong mine shaft in South Africa. The elevator ride to the bottom takes 4.5 minutes. And listen to this, if you fell from the top, you would have 25 seconds of free fall before you hit the bottom. Just try to imagine that. That's the scale we're talking about now.
But when not done, we can go deeper to 13,120 feet. That's over 2.5 miles down. And this is the deepest place on Earth where people go to work every single day.
We're in the Mponeng gold mine now, also in South Africa. Your morning commute? A full hour, straight down. And when you get there, the temperature of the rock face is a scorching 151 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, they have to pump ice slurry down from the top just to make it possible for people to work. The conditions are just, well, they're hellish.
So, we've pretty much reached the limit of where a human being can physically go. So for this last part, we're going to see how far our machines have gone, to the absolute deepest point ever reached by humanity.
To really get a feel for this next number, let's look up for a second. Mount Everest? About 29,000 feet tall. A jumbo jet flies at around 38,000 feet. The deepest hole we've ever made goes deeper down than either of those things go up. Think about that. We've dug further down than we fly.
This was the legendary Kola Superdeep Borehole. It was a Soviet project with a goal that was straight out of a sci-fi movie, drilled to the Earth's core. For decades, they just kept drilling, but at a little over 40,000 feet, they hit a wall. A literal wall of heat. It was 180 degrees Celsius, and the rock down there started to act like plastic. The drill just couldn't handle it. Humanity had met its match.
But that wasn't the end of the story. In a weird twist, the record was broken almost by accident.
In 2008, an oil company in Qatar, just looking for fossil fuels, drilled a well that went just a little bit further, reaching a mind-boggling 40,318 feet. And that, to this day, is the deepest humanity has ever poked into our planet.
So there you have it, 40,318 feet. It's an absolutely staggering achievement. But how does that compare to that first number we talked about, the 12,000 kilometer diameter of the Earth? Well, let's pull back and get some real perspective. And this slide says everything, doesn't it? All of it. The catacombs, the mines, even those record-breaking boreholes. All of that effort adds up to less than 0.2% of the journey to the center. All of human history, all our technology, we've barely scratched the skin of our own planet.
And that leaves us with this incredible paradox, right? We can send robots 55 million kilometers across the absolute nothingness of space to go explore Mars. So why is the journey to the center of our own world, just a few thousand kilometers right below us, still so completely out of our reach? That's definitely something to think about.